Hello, hello. Be up in 1 minute. Just getting ready. Turn this down a bit. All right. So, let me get this going here. So what we have today, ladies and gentlemen, this is something I got a long time ago. I got the physical version years ago, and I got it on the Humble Bundle years ago too, but I forgot I had it in digital form. Gothin! Someone playing audio drops? I think I heard something, but unless that was a TV. So, this is Untold Tales and Alternative Timelines. A few of the original writers and artists from the original movie. So, I mean, you guys can read all this down the road, but this is just the intro and blah, blah, blah. But I'll read a little bit of it to get you guys and girls. Yeah, Guthin, well, you're the only one who knows how to work the buttons. So, it was a lucky guess. Thank you for coming by, dude. Feel free to chime in anyway. I don't really have that. Why is my mic so loud today? All right. So I was just going to do a quick reading of this, see how it goes. I'll edit it down later, but this is how Marty McFly met Doc Brown. I've always wondered that. You know, as a kid or as an adult, you see these movies, and then these are one of my favorite movies, all of them. The Back to the Future series. I like all time travel type movies or Groundhog Day scenario type movies where you can kind of put yourself in a position and think of like what you would do and blah, blah, blah. But your imagination goes wild, like, you know, even after the movie, whatever they show you. So this is how, I always wondered, how did Marty and Doc Brown meet, man? And this is like the true tale. At least from Bob Gale. So I will take his word for it. So feel free to rewatch this tomorrow after I edit it. But today we're just going to read the first story. How Marty met Doc Brown. So and each which is a series of from IDW Publishing, well known, but we'll read some of this for a second here so you guys can. Then we'll get right to the story. Yeah, so this is, even without me doing it, I'm probably going to do a crappy job tonight. I didn't really prepare. I was just wanting to do this. I'll probably do it for real tomorrow, off stream and stuff. But I just want to show people that this is out there, man. It's really cool. So, yeah, I mean, so this is each cover arts by somebody new, each one, so they all have their own art style. But this is the first one that you get. This is When Marty Met Emmett, and a story told by Bob Gale. Any nerds know who that is, and if you don't, he's one of the real dudes who made the script and blah blah blah. So we'll see real quick. I will read you guys some of this, and you guys can see what you're in for. When IDW approached me about doing a new comic series based on Back to the Future, the first instinct was to focus on its time travel, something I know a little bit about, at least in terms of storytelling. I think this is Bob Gale type I'm reading. The problem with time travel stories is that not only can you do anything, you can undo anything. A time machine is actually far too powerful for most stories. You can use it to revise the plot. It can become a crutch, a mechanism to cheat the audience, or an excuse for poor storytelling. That's why in Back to the Future we made the mechanics of time travel extremely difficult. So difficult that in 1955 Marty and Doc had one shot at it. It was a concept we returned to in Part 3. We disabled the time machine in 1885 to such an extent that our heroes would again have only one chance to get back to the future. I didn't want to do different versions of these stories again. We certainly can't do them any better here, nor in any other medium, which made me conclude that it wasn't a good idea to make time travel the central concept of the series. We had to come up with something else, something that preserved the heart and soul of Back to the Future, something that dealt with the characters. Blah, 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 blah. But did we want to bring Back to the Future in the present day? Did we really want to see the adventures of 47-year-old Marty McFly? Or a new cast involving other McFly relatives? This was a question we explored a few years ago when Telltale Games developed Back to the Future video game. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. So that's what we did. The game takes place Okay, it's the game. And then that's what we decided. No updates, no reboots, no reimaging of the characters. These were going to be the true characters. But what about them? I thought about some of the questions I've asked over the years. Most of the best review questions are how certain things would film. Why did the machine malfunction after blah, blah, blah. So here we are. As you see, the stories mostly fit into the existing fabric of the Back to the Future universe. Fans have asked, are these stories canon? Well, when you have a time machine and a premise that says timelines can be altered, you have infinite possibilities that we can exist in one reality or another, all of which can be erased given those parameters. Everything in canon. Everything is canon, at least temporarily. Anyways, there we go. Blah, 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 blah. So it's just not a crap story to make money off a comic book. Let's take it seriously. So this is one of my favorite stories. It's the first story you're going to get if you buy the physical book or the digital book. But the art, we'll take a look at some of the art. This is the first, this will be the first one. So, blah, blah, blah. I like the sunglasses in this one. It's kind of cool. Actually, this is some of the covers I don't like as much of the art, but this was one of my favorite too. I mean, everybody looks pretty legit. I like it. I like this art, man. It's pretty cool. So when Marty met Emmett, here we go, buddy. We're gonna see young Emmett, man. This is it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Great Scott. 4 gigawatts. That's it. That's extremely disappointing outcome, eh? Emmett. Relax, Emmett. It's just us. Duh. Of course. My mind was merely fully immersed in the problem at hand. So, this is the Part 3 lady. What's her name? Your never-ending attempts to return to the future. Oh, so so this is like after Part 3. So is he trying to return the Marty in this? No, this must be when. I don't know. This must be like a pure future. Oh shit! Do we still have the theme playing? So we got Doc Brown in the 1820s or 19 old. This is part 3 style. Future. I've said go back to, but essentially your mother is correct, Vernon. Well, Vern, that's right. His kid's name's Vern. I remember that turd. You see there. All right. I'm just trying to remember. Okay, so they're going to get back to the present pretty soon. Yep. So, all right, dude. We're about to see how Marty. So they're setting up the beginning right here. We're about to go to. We're going to see Marty as a kid, man. It's going to be kind of cool in a second. All right, so we're setting all this up right now. Got Doc Brown, part 3, or after part 3. He's trying to get back, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Out there lies the future, son. Or anyway, it did lie there, or should I say it will. Damn it. You're right, Clara. It is time for boys to learn about their father. Whew. It may be impressive now, but in 1915, the barren patch of land will be owned by our family, the Browns. Formerly the Browns. Ah, shit, man. I gotta take my time with this. It may be unimpressive now, but in 1915, the barren patch of land will be owned by our family, the Browns. Formerly the Von Brauns. But that is entirely other tale for another time. A boy couldn't ask for a better playground than 1640 Riverside Drive. Though I suppose once I reinvented the flux capacitor, you and Jules will have all history as a playground. So a case could be made. I invented the first time in that very house after falling off a toilet, which is sort of indoor house, an invention I assure you, you will appreciate it. But I digress. We had a fortune, and I had certain interests of inventional bent. Long story short, the house burns to the ground. So the house burnt. The original Doc Brown house burnt down. Was that intentional? Some say, that's funny. Some say it was an accident. Others say arson. Official cause undetermined. So the original Doc Brown house burnt down. I'm sure we're going to learn why. What were you hiding, Doc? Hey, at least no one gets injured. Moreover, the auxiliary structure is untouched, luckily. By the 1970s, the majority of property had been sold to developers. So you got a fence around it. All that remained was the auxiliary structure, a reminder of a glorious past, encroached upon a banal present. Occupied by Emmett Lothrop Brown and me alone. All right, here we go. Until one day when everything changed, October 2nd, 1982. We got Marty in the garage, jamming on a guitar. Looks like it's got some electricity plugged into an amp. Hey, McFly. Oh, shit. You see shadows of 3 people right here? That's kind of cool artwork right there. Let me soak this in. Hey, McFly. Uh-oh. How's it hanging, McFly? I need to borrow your... Okay, we got to learn this word. They were using it. Interocitor? Interocitor tube. I need to borrow your interocitor tube. Borrow? Hey, Needles. You need what? For my amp, Dick Stick. The Tabascos have a gig tonight. Tabascos. So Needles is in a band called the Tabascos, huh? And I blew my tube by rocking too hard. Oh, so he's going to borrow Marty's little electric guitar tube or something? The way you're playing your tube must be mint. Tell you what, Needles, I'll rent it to you for $5. Whatever. I'll pay you when I bring it back tomorrow. Nothing doing. You pay me first. Hey, watch it. That was... Oh, he broke the tube. That was your fault, McFly. Now I'm going to have to pound you. What? I'm the one who's worse off. I had the tube and now I don't. Let me explain something to you, McFly. Needles. Life's unfair, okay? And today's my day to be unfair to you. But I'll give you a break. You get another tube by 4 o'clock and I won't pound the crap out of you. Right, guys? I don't even have the cash. Now I'm going to get one. How am I going to get one? I don't have the cash. Guess you'll have to steal it. No. What's wrong, McFly? You chicken? Oh, shit. The first chicken's coming out. This is pre-Back to the Future 1. Nobody calls me Chicken Noodles. Nobody? Nobody? Then prove it. Be a man, bring that tube to the clock tower by 4 o'clock, and then you'll get your guitar. Oh, he's stealing his guitar. Oh, my God, he's bullying him. Bully! Perfect, just perfect. All right, so Needles is stealing his guitar. He needs a tube for his guitar. All right. That's kind of cool seeing Needles in the first ones and shit. Kind of seeing him getting bullied. It's 3-1. What is he gonna do? Oh man. All right. You don't have any interocitor tubes. I get. Oh, he's into store, but you always had dozens of them. Oh, there's the bum for the first one too. What happened to them all? All of them? We sold them. All of them? It's called business. To who? I don't know. Didn't make the sale. Can you look it up? ELB Enterprises. Huh? Never heard of it. They're over at 1640 John F. Kennedy Drive. 1640 Kennedy Drive. Great. I can just go over there and 1640. Whoa. That's Dr. Brown. Yeah, you know, kid. He must need him for his new improved death ray. Death ray? Well, that's what he says he's building. Actually, I think that's how his house burned down back in 62. Whoa, that's heavy. Did you ever meet him? I mean, did he come in here to buy those himself? Nope, mail order. Hey, McFly, don't be stupid. You go over there, you're taking your life into your own hands. That's Dr. Brown's, a real nutcase. You start messing around with him, you're asking for trouble. Oh, man, he's got perimeter, fence, doing crazy experiments. Yeah, well, Needles is a demanding trouble. I'll take whatever I can get. Oh, man. So he's going to have to steal this thing from Doc Brown's house. The thing he needs to give Needles to make his guitar work. Like a capacitor tube. And, so he's about to break into Doc Brown's, the crazy scientist guy's house. How's he going to do this? How's he going to do this? Hello? Hello? This is it's a recording. Hilarious. Please go away. Do not push the button a second time. You have been warned. What's with everybody's warnings today? Just pick up the phone. Oh, dude. That's pretty cool art there, right there. It really does make a statement. That is kind of bright. It's a cool picture. Like Brown's, you got electrocuted. Touching Brown's buzzer. Ouch! Clearly, you have no one to foresee that. It was an electrical current, harmless but unfathomable, affordable. Leave now, or the next one will be considerably more uncomfortable. Huh? One to foresee? 1, 2, 4, C? Password is correct. You may enter. Kid stuff. Hello? Anybody home? Yeah, I figured it couldn't be that easy. Eureka. So he's got to climb through the window. Oh, shit. Look, he's peeking through Doc Brown's window. It's got a lock on it. There's the tubes I need for all the good it'll do me. Well, I could just smash the... No, come on, McFly. That's not you are. Think, McFly, think. The padlock isn't going to open because of some wordplay unless... Hidden behind the sign. Let's get serious. So Marty's about to find the key and sneak in the window to get the capacitor, to give the needles, who's got his guitar, and man, that's a lot of things to go right. So he's about to sneak in. He doesn't know Doc Brown yet in this, so this is how he met Doc Brown. So we're going to see a little bit of Doc Brown before Back to the Future 1, obviously, because he hasn't met him yet. But it's kind of cool seeing Needles in the story. They showed the bum guy earlier. It's kind of cool looking in the background, seeing all the little details of, like, especially if you've seen the movie. It's kind of cool. Let your mind kind of wander. But right now, Emmett's his first house burnt down in '62. This new one they rebuilt's got freaking barbed wire and stuff around it. And he just found a key, so he's about to get inside and see what happens. Good thing I'm not as big as Needles, or I'd be never. Oh shit! He just knocked something down. Doc Brown's got some kind of course, he's got some wonky defense. Looks like he's got a row of dominoes they just hit. So here we go. You know it's gonna be some like mousetrap contraption. Here we go. Marty just climbed through the window and knocked over some dominoes. That's some pretty cool art right there. There's a lot of detail. So we'll soak this picture in. I'm gonna go grab a refreshment. You guys soak this in for a second though. A lot of cool stuff to look at. Ooh. Oh man, so he just got in the window. He set the dominoes off. There is a lot going on in this picture. Here we go. Let's dissect and analyze this picture. So he's about to get in the window. It looks like we've got a... Remember as a kid, you always want to set these things up. Remember owning the game Mousetrap? I don't know if anyone else has owned that game. It's a really cool game, but half the battle was setting it up, and like the directions weren't that clear even how to play it. And it didn't. It's not supposed to work every time, the game Mousetrap. I didn't know that as a kid either, because you'd be spending all this time setting it up. The game itself sucked. They should almost make a remake of it, because it was cool setting it up as a kid, but you never really ended up playing it. Mousetrap, I'm talking about the game. All right, what oh, there we go. All right, so look at we got the dominoes. That's what we hit first. It hits the balls into the cup. It's cool how they can capture this in. I don't know how to get the bottom on top of my screen. I'll work on that tomorrow. It's kind of cool though, seeing how you convey all this action in one shot. It's pretty neat if you actually look at it. All right, so let's see here. He's walking, and he's about to be in a net. That should seem obvious. Like, a lot of shit to get the net to work, so this is kind of funny. So he knocks the dominoes, which knocks a ball. which knocks a ball into a cup on a string, which knocks a pulley, which oh, there's some bricks here. This is a cool, I mean, this is a really cool picture. Looks simple, but man, not a lot going on. Ball, I don't know what that is. Some type of like belt sander ball. He throws a volleyball, hits a tire, which rolls and knocks a balloon with helium in it. The balloon with helium hits some type of weight target at the ceiling, which is probably going to knock these bricks down, and I imagine scoop them up like Star Wars Return of the Jedi. C-3PO. I think that's it. Anything else? Anything else we can see? This is a pretty cool picture. This is Doc Brown's garage, dude. Before, like, I think Marty's probably 15 to 17 here. He's getting picked on by needles. He's got a break into Doc Brown's garage to steal, because they saw in the receipt that Doc Brown owns all these like capacitors. It's called something else, but it's easy for me to say capacitors or tubes, some kind of tube. All right, he got snatched up. Poof. What kind of game is this playing? Oh, man, dude. Oh, there's actually a pawn piece on the floor. Wait, did I miss? Pawn pieces there. Why is there any more chess pieces? I don't know why. Huh. So that's in the same spot. Chess piece. He's upside down. He's stuck. He's got a skateboard. Maybe two can play it. Shit, Marty's going to figure this out. So he's stuck here. They should convey stuck longer. Or I can just pause. Hey, maybe two can play at it. Drops his skateboard. Knocks it into the reset. Drops him out of the net. Ouch. Okay. Just grab the Oh, no. What now? That's Einstein. I don't know. They haven't introduced him yet, so maybe it's a different. Whoa. Woof, woof. Slurp. He's friendly. Aha, easy there. Ha. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, great Scott. It's about time. Dr. Emmett L. Brown at your service. Congratulations. You passed my test. And you are? Marty McFly. You already met Einstein. You're applying for the job, Marty. The job? As my assistant. It was all a big puzzle. I left those clues months ago. Eventually I knew somebody would come figure them out. So when can you start? Well, right now, I guess. Excellent. Your resourcefulness is most impressive, using your skateboard to escape icing on the cake. And Einstein likes you. He's an excellent judge of character. Doc, call me Doc. As in, what's up, Doc? Doc, the truth is, I didn't really come here to apply for your job. I needed a couple intraciter tubes and intracitors tubes. And when I found out you sort of cornered the market, well, so this was actually a robbery. Well, it's my own fault. My reclusiveness has resulted in complications at various times in the past, but it's necessary. I simply can't have people disturbing my work. Oh, he's pissed. No, not at first. Anyway, I mean, if you have answered, I would have asked you very politely. What exactly is your work? I never discuss it. Okay, I get that. Like, I never play a new song for anyone until I'm sure I got it right. Looks like Doc's got his, remember in the first one when the starts, they show that thing, all that contraption, making breakfast, and then they turns the dog can over. This must be like the first version. Remember that? The overflowing bowl in part one? This is supposed to be before part one, so. Marty, now my trouble I wasn't advertising for a job. I just wanted to see what would happen if I offered. Ah, Doc was up to something too. Marty, now my truth. I wasn't advertising for a job. I just want to see what would happen if I offered you one. So it's like an experiment, a human experiment. Precisely. So there's no job? There was if you want one. And I'd hang around here in the middle of all this junk and just do stuff? I needed you to run errands, procure supplies, possibly your inventory. Heck yeah, I want the job. And heck yeah, I can start today after errand of my own. Don't you want to discuss pay? I don't care. I'll be happy just to be the guy who knows Dr. M&L Brown. But you can't tell anyone what goes on here. Even better. Hey, it's about those tubes. Oh, those things? I just need a box the size for my Statico Magic electric hair chair. He just wanted the box. I dumped the tubes in the trash can outside. So I could, never mind. Hey, Doc, thanks. Here we go. Got the tubes, dude. He met Doc Brown. He got the tubes. He got a job. Doc Brown had a freaking booby trap set up for him. That was kind of cool. Doc Brown was advertising a job in the paper. Marty unknowingly was stealing some from his garage, a part for this Needles guitar. The Chili Peppers guy, Flea. And Doc Brown happened to be advertising something in the paper. So Marty met Doc Brown by sneaking into his garage and trying to steal the electric guitar tube he needed to give to Needles, who was bullying him. And Doc Brown and Marty figured out how to get out of Doc Brown's booby traps. And Doc Brown and Marty just became boys. So now Marty's about to return the tube he needs to get his guitar back from fucking Needles. The reason I say effing is because Needles isn't going to give him the freaking guitar back, even with the tube. So I'm curious to see how Needles is going to play this. Oh, Vern, to this day, I don't know why Marty needed the interstellar tube. So this is Doc Brown telling this whole story to his kid, Vern. And when he's telling his story, it's basically in part 3, after part 3. Because Vern's kid, he's got a few years on him. So he's telling Doc Brown in this first issue is telling Vern, his kid, and Clara with the purple dress from part 3 about how he met Marty and what Doc Brown is up to and blah, blah, blah. So now back to the present, which is this comic's present. And the yellow is Doc Brown telling his kids. So anyways, here we go. Marty's got the tube. He's got back to Needles, a.k.a. Chili Peppers guy, a.k.a. Flea. Huh? So where'd you get this, McFly? I took your advice and stole one. From Doc M. Brown. Oh, man. He stole it from the crazy doctor. He's probably going to get some fucking street points for that. But that guy worked on the bomb. I heard he's radioactive. Well, enjoy the tubes, Needles. I'm sure it's fine. Back to Doc Brown, telling whatever the case, that was the day I met Marty McFly. Without him, I never would have met your mother. And you had never been born. Wait. Bored. No, it is bored. And you have never have been bored by your old man's tales. He's not even there yet, Emmett. You can't expect Vern to stay awake through a story like that. Of course not. Good thing I have a million tales, Clara. And all the time in the world to tell them. Hey-o! All right, boys and girls. That was actually kind of a quicker story. So, the synopsis, to sum it up, if anybody is a true Back to the Future fan, how Marty because it's made, this is written by Bob Gale, so it's not just some schlubs making up crap. So this is probably what was in his head that you can't fit into movies. And it's kind of cool that it's actually, that's kind of cool. So if anybody asks you in Lurkland out there, how did Marty and Doc Brown really meet? Well, it was because Needles, Flea, the Chili Peppers guy, when they were kids, of course, he was still a bully and outnumbered. He went over to borrow Marty's. Marty plays the guitar too. So whatever, like the little tube they needed broke. So Marty, to avoid getting beat up and his guitar stolen, had to go get a one of those parts. He went to the Ace Hardware of that time, and they said we sold them all to this Doc Brown crazy doctor guy. So he knew he had to go to Doc Brown's and either ask him in person, and Doc Brown wasn't there, so he had to sneak in his garage because he could see the parts in the window. So Marty went in the window, got caught in a Doc Brown trap. He figured his way out. Doc Brown came out, thought he was trying to get a job. So Marty kind of said, I need a job in those little tubes. So he got a job from Doc Brown because Doc Brown had an ad in the paper asking for a helper. Marty didn't see that ad. He was just going to steal the tube. And he ended up getting out of the trap, and Doc Brown was impressed, offered him the job. Marty got the tubes from the garbage, met Needles, got his guitar back, and that's how Marty met Doc Brown. Holy cow, pretty cool art. And then in the next story, and we figure out there's a couple clues in this too. So at the end of this issue, so I always wondered where Doc Brown got his money and blah, blah, blah. It was inherited, the name Von Braun. So Von Braun's kind of like, Needles at the end of the, when Marty's walking away, says something about Doc Brown working on the project. I'm thinking that means the Manhattan Project. And there was a mysterious fire. If we find out that Doc Brown's house was just rebuilt. So I'm figuring that was intentional. Doc Brown got some crazy knowledge that he's not supposed to have. So Doc Brown, I'm guessing. So that was just episode 1. It's cool. I'm looking at all these little pictures. As cartoony as it looks, there's so many little details that give 1640 JFK Drive. Wait. So pretty cool art. So this is every issue has different artists. I like this one a lot because everyone looks some are cartoony in different ways. But so, for example, I'll show you guys the next episode's cover. And we'll see what the timeline is. So Needles, look at Needles. He looks just like him. That's kind of cool. What are you, chicken? And the first, they said chicken in it. So that was first introduced, chicken. When Marty, everyone knows that. You can't resist that good chicken challenge. And so we're going to go to the next one. This is the next one. This one's more realistic. Ooh, look at this. This is a pretty sweet cover. Back to the Future. This is a different artist. Bob Gale's involved with this one, the writing part anyway. Ooh, October 21st, 2015. Can I tell you guys a nerd fact on this? I went to the AMC. I don't know if it's AMC, but one of the main chains. They redid all 3 movies. So I went by myself. 7 years ago now. I actually went to the screening of this. So I think I made it to 2 movies, and I ran home, and AMC, the channel, had part 3 on. So, but look at this cover, man. How cool is this? You got the book in the hand. You got the clock tower. All that. Look at ooh la la. That was the cover that the principal was using, and Biff to hide the almanac. There's the plutonium, Einstein's overflowing bowl. This has got everything. And Dr. Emmett Brown, the Wizard of Hill Valley. This one looks good. I don't remember this one. The one I just read you, I remember. This one, I have no clue. So, ooh, I like the art in this too, man. I think there's a couple that I didn't like. Not didn't, but yeah, it's good art too, man. So each one's got its own flavor, but Bob Gale's in all of them, so the canon's real, bro. So that's pretty cool. All right, well. Oh, this little spoiler. So we're a little speed now. I'm refreshed. This is how Doc Brown. I'll just tell you guys now. He the Manhattan Project, which I just hinted at, but this is when they approached him about working. They knew he was smart and crazy, smart but crazy, and they gave him that government military contract. So Doc Brown was involved on the Manhattan Project, which is kind of cool. They put real life stuff, and yeah, this one's really neat. This is even before Doc Brown met fucking Marty. So this gets good, man. This is really cool. So anybody that's on the fence, or this is, I had the physical version first, but you can get on Humble Bundle. You can get it the digital. It's called Back to the Future. There's a few different series, IDW, but it's called Back to the Future: Untold Tales and Alternative Timelines. And I'll probably do this again. Just I like this first story the most because it's a really good question. How did Marty meet Doc Brown? And so there's a little taste, flavor, and so anybody that's lurking, that came by, or is rewatching this down the road, thank you for coming by and saying hi. And until then, this was Back to the Future, how Marty met Doc Brown, and as always, do the right thing and keep it positive. I will see you guys later. It's almost Friday. Marty! Great Scott. We'll go out with a bang. So, ooh, look at that art. Which one's this? We're in the future. Untold. Alternative timelines. Till then, everybody.